Good morning, community, and good afternoon to the East Coast. I'm a little bit late today. How are you? How is everybody? I thought about you last night, and I was like, what could I say? Sorry I was late. I hit my shin on my son's bookcase, and it swelled up like a baseball. Actually, a week and a half ago, it's still swollen. Didn't want to go in the hospitals because I just didn't want to be around all that. But I'm heading to urgent care today to see if the line's not that long, if I can sign in and then just wait in my car. You know, the only thing that came to mind, and it's so true, is what can we count on? What can we depend on? I think that's so much of what's, oh, that's cute. I love seeing these elderly couples. They've got to be like 70 or 80 years old, walking and holding hands, all white hair. What is the one thing that you can count on? What do you count on when this isn't going on? What do you count on? And the world is certainly showing us that the one thing we can count on is change. The one thing that none of us really are that happy about or like, that change happens. Whether we want it to or not, whether we like it or not, it's just thrust upon us. It's what it feels like. And how do we navigate it? Because it would seem, if you're checking the news and everything on a consistent basis, it would seem that things are just changing constantly. Every few minutes there's something new. Every through whatever there's something new. And I really don't think it's that way. It can kind of feel that way. And then there's a lot of subliminal messages in what's being said as well. But what is the one thing that you can count on? And even though the first thought may be change, you can count that things are going to change. They always do change. It's always changing. Days are changing. The time is changing. How we experience time, schedules, the weather, all the things that we thought we could count on, all of that's shifting and changing. So the question then becomes, how do we navigate change? How do you navigate change? And to find that answer, I really want you to look in your life. And I say that because we've been dealing with change all our lives. One way or another, one form or another, one level or another, we have been dealing with change. So the question becomes, how have you dealt with change in the past? Now, I know some of you may say, well, Janine, that's not a good benchmark, right? Because in the past, I did this, and in the past, I did that, and maybe it wasn't the best choice for what you did. So I still want you to go in there and see what you did in the past that helped you activate your resilient muscle, that helped you bounce back. You know, it can be heartbreaking. On the one hand, we're making movement. I'm in California. We're making movement that all of a sudden everybody wants to go out and party. I can't imagine people going to bars. I can't imagine that partying is that important. Young people have gone secretly to places out here in California to have a big party. To say what? I'm going to defy a virus that we don't even know that much about. But nonetheless, people have done that and made those choices. So it seems like when we're moving forward, then we have to move back. Now they want us to stop. You know, so it's constantly this kind of up and back, like, okay, what are we doing? You know, because of our behavior, not you and I maybe personally, because I didn't go to any parties or bars or anything, but people, humanity's behaviors. You know, and it gets tiring, honestly. I don't know about for you. It gets exhausting. You know, we were hoping, my prayer, my intention was that we just slowly keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward. And then we get to the place, maybe by September at the latest, that we would be out. We know we're just going to wear our masks now for maybe the next 6 months or a year. We go ahead and live life. We separate ourselves and do our social distancing. And, you know, that would be it. But that's not what's happening. So now we're being pulled back. And of course, if you've heard me, you know, my concern is all the children, the students. How do they get back in class if we now start have our numbers going up? And school starts, at least for most of us, in August. Some of the states in the East, I know you guys are on the schedule we used to be on, where school started in September after the Labor Day holiday. But what I know for each of you is you've been through change before. Changes at your job, changes in your family, loss of family members and friends. In your lifetime, you've been to a funeral, you've had something changed and hit you that you didn't know anything about, you didn't know it was coming, and you felt like you were blinded, and you're like, God, what was that? Or how did that happen? And even though that happened to you, and you tell me if I'm wrong, you still were able to bounce back. Maybe it took you a day, maybe you had to scream and cry, maybe you had to fuss and yell at somebody, but it still took you a moment and you got back on track. You got back on track. Or you created a new track. You decide, okay, well, that's not working, so we're going to do this instead. I want you to remember that you have that power within you. Don't forget who you are, how amazing you are, and that you've been here before. There's no way to live on this doggone planet and not deal with change. I mean, I remember when 2000 came and we were so concerned that we were all going to crash or die. When 2000 came, what happened? Nothing. We stayed up all night waiting, or some of us, I just went to sleep, so if we're going to go, we're going to go. I'll go sleeping. Nothing happened. So if you can remember the places where you've been through these circumstances before and how you came out on the other side, it'll give you the faith to know that you're going to be okay. Now, some of you, when I asked you, what can you count on? Some of you count on God. However you define that for yourself, whatever that looks like for yourself, that power and presence is with you in all things, through all things, and at all times. It's got your front, your back, your right, your left, your top, and your bottom. You're covered all the way around. So in that awareness, you can allow change to kind of wash over you and keep on going. See, change really impacts us if we kind of like grab onto it and we want to analyze it and figure it out, try and understand it. But if we just accept, okay, this is changing, how do I need to respond to it? Okay, this is changing, how do I need to respond to it? So often we've been so trained to want to get somewhere and then, okay, motorcycle, get started when it, whoa, you want to get somewhere, we want it to stay. It's like, okay, can we get here and everything just stay? But that's not the way transformation is. Whether you're working with me and I'm looking to transform, helping you transform your energy around money, around relationships, it comes and it goes. So it becomes important for us to remember to just let change wash over us. Okay, we're not going to be released. We're going to be shut down. What does that mean for me? What do I have to do? Okay, the kids are going to go to school half a day on one day and half a day on another day. What does that mean for me? And what am I going to do? And just know that it's coming. Just know that we live in an era where change is the order of the day. And I don't think it's by accident. I do believe that on some level, God's in the midst of it. And the midst of it is to keep us alert, to keep us aware, to keep us awake. When we know and we get comfortable and we just kind of chill, it's like, okay, life is going along good. Then when change comes, it really knocks us off our feet because we're so settled in, oh, everything's great. But right now, to me, the energy on the planet is like, okay, what's going on? What's going to happen next? How are we going to solve this problem? How does this get addressed? Who's going to do that? And we're inquiring and we're looking for answers and solutions. And some of those are going to come from within us. We're not going to get them outside of us all the time. We're not clearly going to get them from leadership. That's not going to happen. So we have to be the adults that we truly are and make the decisions that are going to serve not just us and our family, but we have to look to the left and to the right and actually consider others. And that's what you and I get to do. In each and every moment, we get to consider others. Those others start with us, then our families and our kids, then with our neighbors, just there in our neighborhood. And then out into the world. And for out in the world, I've suggested that you become part of the 1,000,000-letter movement. I suggested that you write the letters regarding your concerns. I suggested that you hold space and pray and meditate and set your intention. All of those activities and actions have an impact on the planet. You don't have to do anything but stay at home and be positive. You don't even have to look at the news. Just stay there and send positive energy that you simply know and affirm that everybody is being held in love and grace and compassion. You know and affirm that every person on the street is being handled with some level of care and respect. That you know the concern that the God life of the universe and the planet is still governing our actions and we're going to be okay. You can sit somewhere in your intention and meditation and just send that out into the universe. But I don't want you to get caught up in the, oh my God, this is changing. Oh my God, this is changing. We have been in this since Kobe left us. Kobe was the first one. I won't forget. He was the one that, to me, sounded the alarm. Like, things are getting ready to change. Because as soon as that happened, we were like, what? And we have been saying, what? ever since. So I look at Kobe as sounding the alarm for us to say, this is going to be a different year than you've ever had. And it has been. So the one thing that you can count on is you. You've got to count on you. Your ability to remember how powerful you are, how you've navigated change in the past, how you can make decisions to take care of you and your family, how you can set boundaries and limitations, and you'll have to do that. My son wanted to meet with some friends and go over to their house and look at Hamilton because, they all love Hamilton. And he and I went to see Hamilton and forgot we had tickets, so we saw all the second half. We saw half of the first half because we went late. And he's like, well, can we go over to the house and we're going to sit and watch Hamilton? And I thought, no, I'm not comfortable with that yet. I technically am not comfortable being in anybody else's houses but ours. And because the fact is, we don't know. We don't know. All of us could have it. We don't know. None of us could have it. No, we don't know. So I'd rather be outside. I think I heard something yesterday that said, at least if you're outside, it's harder to transmit it versus, if you don't back this car up, versus being close quarters with someone and they could easily sneeze or whatever. And so I had to set that limit. I knew he was upset. And I said, you know what? I've got to make that decision. I would be the one that have to live with whatever might happen to you. So you just saw him a couple of weeks for your birthday. We'll work out something another time. That's going to be part of navigating the process, is making hard decisions to keep you and yourself and your family safe. You will have to do that consistently and continually. So remember, first of all, one, what you did before when you're in the midst of change. What did you lean on? What did you trust in? Some of you may have prayed. Some of you may have pulled out your Bible, the Bhagavad Gita. You may have pulled out the Quran. You may have pulled out the Torah. Whatever it is that you read that gives you inspiration. I like to read Change Your Life to Change Your Thoughts by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Yep, there's people all around urgent care, and I will not be staying. I can't stand outside because my foot hurts. So that is good to know. It starts at the front door. It goes all the way around the building, and you have to stand. I can't stand. So that's just a change I accept. I thought maybe because it was a holiday, there wouldn't be that many people here. But I'm not going to turn my camera around to show you all of them. That's fine. I will go home and be intentional about keeping my leg up and icing it, taking the ibuprofen, and I'll just go to my doctor's appointment on Monday. I'll try one more time tomorrow. Oh, today is Friday. Today is Friday? What's today? Today is Friday, I believe. So I'll try again tomorrow, Saturday morning, maybe at 7:30. So in the midst of change, count on you. What is the practice that you do on a consistent basis that fulfills you, uplifts you? I said it to you. Is it singing? Is it dancing? Is it reading the Quran, the Bible, the Torah? Whatever it is of your religion that you read that inspires you, read that. If it's that you guys play jokes on each other and you're a family that does a lot of pranks, then make sure you keep your pranks going. But what is it that you can anchor in? For me, it's the earth. For me, it's Mother Earth. I go and stand on the grass and I stand barefoot and just let my energy go right all the way down to the center of the earth. And then I suck up some of her energy and pull it right back up. Mine's is more like silence and stillness. And in that, I think I woke up early this morning. I just laid there in bed, sending energy, saying prayers that everything's unfolding perfectly. Everybody who is supposed to be on the planet will be here. Those who are making their exit, I know they leave with grace and ease. I know that we're able to love each other. I pray that we're able to open up our hearts more to understand each other. Those are the kind of things when I wake up in the morning. Because there's a part of me that's very much aware as I look at KCET and their history of African Americans. We've been fighting this fight a long time. Since the very beginning. You go back, I keep going back to the Montgomery Walk, but it's like every 30, 40 years or so, we're back in this conversation again. And here we are again, but this time the young people are leading it, and I am doing all I can to support them and help them have money in the bail fund so they can get out of jail or anything that's happening. So this happens and it can be exhausting. So you really want to pick what serves for you to keep your energy and to keep your attitude up. So we have to stay up. We can't go down because that won't sustain us. That won't fuel us. That'll just put you in the bed for days and days and days. But what is it that anchors you? What's anchored you in the past in the midst of a crisis? And what are you willing to consistently do to support that for you? And then to support that for your family. And then, of course, for the world, because we're all in this together. Again, I tell you, try not to look at the news too much. Look at it once, because I know there's a lot going on. We've got the election going on. You've got the person not in charge saying things that are always aggravating things. Boy, the bike riders are having a good time. You've got issues around people wanting to go to the beach and travel for the 4th of July. I never did travel. Did you travel? I never went anywhere on the 4th of July. I never travel on any holidays because I think it's too many people and it's possibly much more opportunity to be in an accident or something. I noticed over here they took our gas prices up. It's $3.19, $3.29, and $3.39. A week ago or 2 weeks ago, gas prices were like $2.19, $1.89, and something else. So that's America's trying to make up some of its money. But I never traveled on holidays. So if you do, where are you going? What does that look like? And if you don't, what can you do right there at home to make this something special and fun? I'd love to have a water balloon fight with my son and some of his friends, but at least with the two of us. What kind of things did you used to do? But remember, you've been in change before. You've been through change before. I know you're saying, well, Janine, it's not like this because there's so many circumstances where we're dealing with money and jobs and food and unemployment. Yeah, but we've been here before. It's been a long time, and I wasn't on the planet then. But America has been here before. So focus on you and yours first. Anchor yourself in that. Then get real clear for you. What's that one thing that you can hold on to that helps you be anchored, that helps you maintain your clarity, that helps you stay in the game? Because we're going to be in this to the end of the year. I'd rather shoot and know it's going to be for the end of the year than keep thinking, oh, next month they're going to change it. We'll get out of lockdown. Oh, next month next month is August. Okay, so in September we'll get out. I'm not sure about any of that. I'm not sure what's going to happen if we don't get the students in school with the parents who are working at home, because that is so overwhelming. So overwhelming for so many of my parents and clients who have children at home, especially the young children. If we really don't look at some other resources and options, then all the kids are at home, which means the parents are home. So when I say that, then I'm thinking we really need to be praying for ourselves and our country to make some choices and decisions strategically to benefit all of us. So at this point, have a great 4th of July celebration. I don't even know if we're celebrating it or not. Are we questioning America's independence? So have a great 4th of July, however you choose to do that. I am going to be still most of the time kind of quiet. I'm in the midst of a challenge. I continue to invite my ladies to join me. We are looking at the money taboo that keeps us in silence, of not talking about money, of staying in credit card debt and carrying the heaviness of debt and worry and fear and not enough. We're tackling all of that and pushing it to the side and shifting our energy around it. So I do invite you to join us, www.createmywealthplan.com. And you might say, wealth plan? I don't have any wealth. You'd be surprised the wealth that you have. You'd be surprised what it is that you truly can create and plan for yourself. You can plan anything you want to. There's nothing stopping you from planning a wealth life, from making a plan for how you want to see your life, how you want it to unfold. And that's what dreaming was all about. Nothing stops you from doing that. And more importantly, it may position you to make some shifts and changes for what you want to see showing up in your life. In the meantime, though, have a great holiday weekend. Take good care, get some rest. I put on one of my personal pages, I asked people what they were doing since COVID-19. Oh my gosh, that list hasn't stopped. I've got people who've remodeled their home, who've built gyms, who've taken a class, who've learned Spanish, who've redecorated their flowers and pottery in the front of their houses, who's added onto or painted in their houses. I mean, there are people who are really taking advantage of this time to make some shifts and changes in their house. They've decluttered their house. They've cleaned out the kitchen and cleaned out the pantry. That bags of clothes and things they're showing me where they're getting rid of stuff. So hopefully that's true for some of you. You're not really caught up in it that much, that you're actually taking advantage of the opportunity that you have. Because one, when life gets back to normal, whatever that is, it's going to slow us down no matter what until we have a virus. I mean, part of the line that I'm seeing at the urgent care is you have to be 6 feet apart. So everywhere you go, the stores are 6 feet apart. I was at Whole Foods yesterday, 6 feet apart. That's just going to become the norm until we have a virus. So that's going to slow down everything. Everything's going to be aligned. So we really are going to have to plan what we want to do and how we're going to be using our time. So that becomes our new normal until we have a vaccine. I mean, we can't get past that. So that's something we have to consciously be mindful of as we go forward. We just can't do it until we have a vaccine. So, it's just my son and I, we can get on each other's nerves. So I can only imagine what it may be for some of you. But create some spaces. I have a space outside. He has a space in the living room. I have a space on the other side of our house, so that gradually we can kind of move around each other and give each other space. He's a Cancer. He's a homebody, so he doesn't want too much space. But space to do what we need to do, and he can have his private times talking to his friends and doing Snapchat and all those kind of things. And I can just relax and look at a movie. If you see any good movies, let me know. Hashtag replay. Let me know what state you're in. Where are y'all? Where are you? I'm sending you wonderful information out there to empower you, inspire you, and I would appreciate a hit back. Send me something back. Send me some love. Send me some hearts. Hashtag replay. Let me know what state you're in. How are you doing with the new shutdowns that are coming? How's your business if you're an entrepreneur or business owner? What do you need to continue to support you? All of us on this journey, because we're all in this together. And I will see you again. I may hop on tomorrow, but if not, take good care. I hope to see you guys here on Monday again. Bye for now.